I have a beautiful memory about being in the ER waiting room this long weekend. Now, the emergency room at a hospital is never a high vibe place, especially at 5 a.m. on a Sunday of the final long weekend of summer. Yet another reminder of how challenges really do help us grow. A woman was brought in by an ambulance driver, now waiting in the waiting room with everyone else to see an ER doctor. In a wheelchair and unable to move, she was called to registration. I spent the next 5 minutes pushing her in her wheelchair, going through her purse and phone, helping her gather her hospital registration details and emergency contact. Later, I drove to the only place that's open at 7 a.m. to grab my parents a bite to eat. I brought back Deborah, the woman in the wheelchair, along with another family that was waiting with their child, a little bite to eat as well. I do hope they like croissants. I would like to put forth a proposal that I will continue and scale to offer generosity and kindness and compassion to others for as long as I am incarnated as myself in this lifetime and in the next.
With Wayne Dyer, he wrote a book called The Power of Intention.
Beautiful.
And I met him when he was writing the book.
How'd you meet him?
I was running on the beach. I won an incentive trip in our financial company. The first trip I ever won to qualify.
Yeah.
And it was in Maui. I'd never been there before. And I got up. No one exercised back in those days. I was one of the first ever business athlete people.
That wasn't a thing.
Well, no one did it. I go to the gyms on trips. No one was there.
Okay.
And I read a book called The Corporate Athlete by a guy named Grappel. And I'm like, okay, I'll be a corporate athlete, a business athlete. So I'm up running early before the sun's up on the beach in Maui. This dude's running towards me. We both have Sony Walkmans on. Listen to cassettes. That's how long ago it was. This guy's bald, and he's got a hairy back, and he's getting closer and closer. And I'm like, I don't want to bump into this dude's sweat,
Yeah.
And as he gets
Create
closer, I'm like,
space.
oh my gosh, it's Wayne Dyer. And he runs by me the other way, and I took my Walkman, I go, Dr. Dyer, you changed my life. And he has a deep voice like me, and I'll never forget, he turns around and looks at me and goes, I doubt that. I bet you changed your life, but how did I help you? And he starts to walk
Such a
towards
Wayne
me.
Dyer thing to
and I
say.
spent 90 minutes sitting on the beach with Wayne Dyer watching the sun come up. And when we were done, we became friends. But when we were done, he goes, Ed, I think you're going to change the world. Now, to this day, I have no idea whether or not he said that to everybody. I don't know. But he made me believe it. And he goes, and it's not because of your big brain, and it's not because you're a great communicator. He goes, it's because of your intentions. I can just tell you intend to really do great things and good for humans. And he goes, do me a favor. Never link your confidence to your abilities, which is very foreign because in baseball or anything else, you get good
Technical
at something.
skill, yeah.
He goes, you'll always be chasing your tail. You'll never be good enough. He goes, when you're under pressure, you're worrying. He goes, I just want you to focus on your intentions. Get your confidence from you intend to make a difference. You intend to serve. You intend to do right by people. Just right now, before we started, I said,
That's good.
I'm going to go over there really quick. You see how I disappeared?
Yeah.
I went over there. I reminded myself of my intentions to help people today. And I sit here pretty confident, not in my ability necessarily, but in my intent to serve.